Hey everybody, this is Casino. Well, actually, it's Pint. It's my Gnome Death Knight that I'm spec'd as Blood, and I'm actually going to do a PvP video as Blood today, believe it or not. A little unorthodox for most people, but I'm going to prove to you that this is a relevant spec and that people should look out for Blood Death Knights. Someone's hitting me up about my Battle Priest. Um, it's getting pretty popular now that Legion's coming out. They're actually having an official Battle Priest playstyle, so should be pretty exciting. But for now, kind of goofing around my Death Knight. I think that they said that they're gonna make all the tank specs relevant in PvP in the next expansion, so hopefully that goes for Blood as well, because I kind of like playing a two-handed tank. Um, really like it actually. But what's up, bro? Yeah. All right. Wrecking this guy now. Kids are not messing around up there. Alright, get a little strike in on him. I was really hoping for a big crit on that Soul Reaper, but maybe I'll get one from this Soul Reaper. Not so much luck. Alright. Beating the crap out of these guys here. This is so fun. Alright. Playing Blood's relatively simple. I mean, you Death Strike, you Blood Boil, and you Death Coil. When they get to about 50% HP or maybe 60%, depending on how many people are around, you might want to throw a Soul Reaper up on them to get that Shadow Frost tick in case that, you know, in case you can get it. It can crit for a whole heck of a live, crit someone for 100k as Blood with that thing, so be pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty much your rotation. It's relatively easy. You have to maintain all your cooldowns and so on and so forth. You have to remember what you've got available. So obviously, as a Death Knight, especially as a Blood Death Knight, um, your defensive cooldowns are some of the most important abilities you have. And the name of the game is staying alive. If you stay alive, you're going to be able to do a ton of damage. Just how it works. You're always rezzing at the graveyard. I don't care if you're Frost and you do more damage than anybody else in this game. If you don't have an adequate healer and they're focusing you down, you're not going to do the greatest damage. But you can queue up his Blood, solo queue, do top damage every time. Well, virtually every time. I mean, I've been out DPS by Handsome Shaman, Affliction Warlock, that sort of thing. But I very rarely get out DPS by, your typical warriors or rogues or hunters. It happens, but not very often. I'm proud to say that, it works out pretty well for me. Let's sit this tank. 81k Soul Reaper. That is why you timing your Soul Reapers on the target is so important. If you bring them down, you can get some pretty hefty Soul Reaper executes on them, even as a tank. So, nothing wrong with that, right? But yeah, I'm really enjoying this a whole lot. The pressure is ridiculous. I'm doing so much damage right now. It's pretty nuts. Necrotic Plague is responsible for the majority of my damage, obviously. I'm not mad at that. I mean, me being a tank, I'm not obviously going to be able to do any super big crits or whatever, but to have the kind of pressure on the other enemy team that I can bring as a tank is absolutely incredible. And, it'd be crazy for me not to utilize that to its full potential. Blood Boil is going to be your main damaging ability. Death Strike is awesome. It keeps you alive, but if you have a chance to Blood Boil with your extra runes and your full life, just use your Blood Boil over your Death Strike. So it's going to do a crap ton of damage. So, as you can see, my Necrotic Plague is sticking on all the enemies here. Just spamming. Alright, looks like I probably should heal myself. Alright. This is hilarious. How much damage I'm doing is blood right now. Let me check it out. Let me see what the damage looks like right now. I am well in top damage. 9 million damage right now. Pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to teach you guys a nice little trick that I like to use is blood. It is quite the good time, but let me see if I have... I have Unholy Blight available. Now, a lot of people ask me why I pick Unholy Blight over Plague Leech. Well, not a lot of people ask me because I just started playing Death Knight, but, it is an argument that is a good argument to have. I mean, Plague Leech gives you that extra Death Strike every 25 seconds. But Unholy Blight, infecting everybody with Frost Fever every second, stacking up those stacks, it is a great initial burst. So, I like to start out when I'm on defense with just straight rushing their team. I absolutely love it. God. I hate how they all run for the hills though. It's so frustrating. Alright. Putting pressure up on this druid here. He's rooting me, which I think is quite amusing considering the fact that alright, Unholy Blight, here we go. This is what I wanted to do initially on the boat. Sometimes they all stand there on a boat like idiots and I can get Frost Fever up on them like super fast. Get over here, healer. Where are you going? No, you're you're stunned. I mean, honestly, am I going to be able to kill a Resto Druid as a Blood Death Knight? Probably not. Probably not even close. But fucks around casting Wrath on me, I will. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wreck this guy. I love rogues. They're so amusing to me. They're so cute. It's like, aw, can I keep them, mommy? But then you can't, and then you're like, aw, man. Yeah. That's the feeling that I get when I see a rogue. You are going to die, sir. Yeah, we're doing a really shitty job of defending. I realize that, and quite frankly, I didn't design this guide to show you how to win a battleground. I designed this guide to show you that Blood Death Knight is the truth and can do some serious damage. But having said that, I should probably get up here where the actual battle is if I want to do some serious damage. So let's get down to it, shall we? Soul Reaper this fool. Alright, that was a good time. Oh, come on, what are we doing? Are we really gonna let them get by? Come on, go, 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 go. It's redonkulous, cuz. Alright. Get over here, boy. Got a present for you. It's called diseases. Yeah. It's probably gonna survive. There we go. Haha. So I wonder if I get my Soul Reaper off on him. You only hit him for 42k, but hey, he's a tank, so. Alright, let's go. Let's do some damage, dude. It's my favorite time. We'll wipe all these kids out. Alright. Heck yeah. Come here, boy. What are you doing? Hell no. No! Well, I'm not extremely happy that we lost, but I think you get the point. I mean, legit damage, legit heals, 0 deaths, and yeah, I still managed to kill a few people. Now you might wonder, well, how did he do it? Well, that's where the second half of the guide comes in. I'm going to show you my talents, my glyphs, and really quick give you a rundown of how I play. So, my talents: Unholy Blight, Lichborn, Asphyxiate over Death's Advance because it gives you a stun. It's awesome for gap closers and for other situations. I do Rune of Corruption over Blood Tap because I don't like to micromanage. I mean, Blood's easy to play, yes, but I think Rune of Corruption gives you more death strikes over a certain period of time, but Blood Tap helps you manage those death strikes better if I understand it. Um, Even if Rune of Corruption is slightly not as good, just not having to manage things, I think overall is pretty good. So I picked Death Pact here. I think it's obvious why. As a tank, 50% of your max health is a ton of healing. So Death Siphon designed more for DPS because their damage is going to be higher, therefore the heal will be higher, so that's where you want to go there. Orphene's Grasp and Remorseless Winter is a really difficult decision. Obviously, in higher rated, you want to go Gorfines because Remorseless Winter is dispellable. Um, However, it still ends up working a lot of times, believe it or not. Um, so I like to using it scrubs in regular battlegrounds. And last but not least, your top damaging ability, Necrotic Plague. It is for the win. So I highly suggest you talent for that. One of my glyphs is Glyph of Enduring Infection. I like to run this so that my diseases are undispellable. Yes, their damage is reduced, but if your diseases get dispelled, they never end up getting 15 stacks, thus you won't do any real damage with your Necrotic Plague. So against competent healers, you're pretty much stuck getting this. Your Blood Boil, since it is one of your top damaging abilities, as you can see, it was my top damaging ability. You want the radius increased by 5 yards. This is going to make it hit extra people. You're going to knock extra people out of stealth with it. It's going to be simply amazing to get. And Glyph of Runic Power. This is going to give you a ton of runic power, thus giving you more death coils and more damage. Now, why didn't I go with one of the shields? Well, because I'm a Blood Death Knight, so I'm already super tanky. Buffing my anti-magic shield slightly isn't going to be make or break as a tank, whereas it might be more helpful as a DPS. But having these three are going to give you the most amount of damage, which is what I'm really going for when I play Blood. Um, Going on to stat priority. The stat priority is you're going to end up with more mastery, as far as I know, no matter what you stack. But you're supposed to stack multi-strike first and foremost, then haste, then mastery. Mastery isn't one of your top DPS um, stats. It does give you attack power, but I think crit and maybe versatility might end up being. I'd have to check that. But I think those might end up doing more damage wise. But overall mastery is going to be your third stat because it gives you the healing absorption from your death strike. So it's going to be giving you a lot of survivability in PvP. I highly suggest you get enough mastery. Other than that, my playstyle is pretty much this. When I run into a group, I like to use Unholy Blight. I actually have a macro where I will use all my DPS cooldowns at once. I use Unholy Blight, Dancing Rune Weapon, uh, my Trinket, my Badge of Victory to give me versatility, and a Strength Potion. So, yep, that's my Battleground macro. And there you go. It's pretty much simple. You want to keep as much pressure on the enemy team as possible, thus generating as much damage and taking as much damage for your team because you are a tank after all. Your self-healing is amazing. You can pretty much be your own healer, and it's a ton of fun. People might say it's not viable in rated, but I guarantee if you get a good enough Blood Death Knight, I can still out DPS about half their team. So you might not be able to out DPS a tier 1 DPS like a Warlock or an Enhancement Shaman, but yeah, you can out DPS some other pretty good classes. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned, there will be more Blood PvP videos to come. Take it easy.